Hey guys, welcome back. We're at day 19. We are almost done. We're in the home stretch. This is Unbeatable U, your pal, Mike G and E, and we're creating this month-long program to create your unstoppable, unbeatable you. And look at where we are. We are in the home stretch, and we're going to talk today about accountability. Yesterday, we talked about habits. Today, we're going to work on accountability, and this kind of dovetails and wraps up everything with a nice little bow.
Accountability is one of my favorites to chat about, and the reason being is because it is big. And Ian and I always talk about it, we laugh, it's like, oh, it's so big. It is big. And the reason being is because, and I'm going to share a personal story if I may with you, is when I committed to doing my 50-mile race, I wouldn't have done it. Truth be told, guys, I wouldn't have ran that race, but I actually put it out there to my community, to the community, and to even friends and family, like, hey guys, I'm running this 50-miler. That was my public accountability, which we'll talk about. There's 3 ways you can use it. But if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have probably followed through. So accountability is so big to make sure we're doing the things that we commit to ourselves we're going to do.
Yeah.
3 different ways we can use accountability. E?
Right, there are 3 different types of accountability that we're going to talk about and that we're going to describe and ask you to choose what fits for you in the worksheet below. And so there is personal, there is private, and there is public accountability. I'm going to leave public for you.
Sure.
Personal is one-to-one. So maybe you have a friend, or maybe you have, like my sister and I are accountability buddies. And we have a program that we're working on, and we're using each other as accountability buddies. Private. That's a really cool one too, because some people don't want anybody else to know their business, right? And they just want to do their own little thing. Maybe they only want to start that way, and then they move to something else once they've actually know that they're committed, because they don't want to embarrass themselves. But you can do like a X on a calendar, right, for every day that you do what you're setting out to do, or something, and it helps keep you visually motivated to, make your next X, right? So those are private and personal. Why don't you talk a little bit about public?
Public, whether you guys know it or not, you probably have already been using it if you've used the Facebook accountability group, because that is a form of public accountability. But it doesn't have to be just that group. Like I have a group I belong to, like a mentorship, maybe some will call it a mastermind, call it what you will, but I utilize that group because it's not just for ideas, but it keeps me accountable to things I tell the group I'm going to do. So public accountability is putting it out there, and when I say put it out there, literally not just between like E and I for personal, but public, either on a Facebook group, whether it's emailing your work colleagues, it doesn't matter, making it public, putting it out there so people know what you're up to, what you're committed to doing, if you will. You decide what works best for you. I can share with you two ways that I use is I like checking off. I do private on my desk. I check off what I said I was going to do, but I also use public. Like I told you guys, I told my community I was going to run that 50-miler. So you decide what works best for you. Maybe it's one, maybe it's a series of...
Yeah, you can use all 3. It
right.
Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever works for you. But we are going to ask you on the worksheet below to decide what you're going to use for, and this goes back to those things that you are using to complete your perfect day, those 2 items that you were working towards through your Pareto law, and you're going to commit to those small habits or those small steps, baby steps, and what kinds of things you're going to create and you're going to be publicly accountable to do to get you to that space. So in order to do that, make your decision about how you want to become accountable and commit to that in the space below. And if you feel like publicly committing to our Facebook group, that's what it's there for.
Yep.
Feel free to use that.
And then the next step
is our final day of the program. It is where we're going to just share with you some tools and resources. And if you've been following along in our journals, we always add in some of those throughout our journal entries. So here is, some more tools and resources, and we can't wait to share them with you. We also have very special announcement. of
wait,
how
yeah.
to continue working with us if you so choose, if that's something that's really going to work for you. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.
Ciao.